Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are now listening to That Infernal Noise podcast, part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Fuck yeah. Hello, everyone. We are back. We have new stuff to talk about, and we're going to do it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in the same line as everything else, so I don't know if it's new necessarily.
Well, it's a new episode. It's a new episode. We have a new episode for you guys.
This is 68, by the way. Well, no, okay, yeah, but I was saying that because I didn't expect
Us to record 68 episodes of anything?
of anything,
That's fair.
and the majority of them have been in the past year and a half.
Yeah. It's weird to think that we've been doing this for...
Off and on, we've been doing this for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
And different incarnations and different people and all that shit. Now it's just us.
Now it's just us. She is in it. Her eyes are closed.
Yeah, so if you can hear our dog chewing on her bone, we
yeah,
apologize, but she's content, so...
And she's being quiet, and she's leaving us alone.
Well, she's being kind of quiet.
She's not doing her whining, so that's...
That's true.
But we didn't put them in their crate, so...
We don't usually.
I know no one gives a shit about this, but I have to tell everyone about our institutionalized dogs. So both of our dogs are rescues. This has nothing to do with today's topic, by the way. I just need to explain the neurotic dogs that we have. We have two dogs. We got them a year apart from the same shelter. They're both rescues. We got so lucky with them. They're both housebroken. They're very well mannered.
For the most part.
As
is a
jumps.
little rambunctious.
She can jump and run around, but by and large, really, really good dogs. Really, really good dogs. But Ezra she's, from the paperwork, she's a hound of some sort. So she's a hunting dog of some sort. Mm-hmm. The lineage, I don't feel comfortable saying what kind of...
That she's a coonhound.
She's a coonhound. I didn't name her. I didn't name the breed. Don't come for me. Anyway.
It's Keen and Friends.
So every night if we don't feed them on time, they are up our asses. Like, it is time
Like,
to
if
eat.
we're just trying to chill because
Watch a
we
movie.
just got off work or whatever, it does not matter.
Nope.
As soon as it hits 6 o'clock. Like, I'll be surprised if they don't start jumping on us as we're recording this because it's getting close.
The only reason I think they won't is because
they see, They know, they usually know.
They usually know that we're doing something when the lights are up and the mics are out and all that shit. And every time after dinner, they have a certain routine after dinner, and they want to go in their crate. I do not force them in their crate. No one forces them into their crate. And they'll go in and they'll do just fine, and they'll get their little nighttime snacky treat. And then Ezra will lose her fucking mind and whine and cry. And if we let them back out, then she'll jump on us like, hey, bitch, I'm supposed to be in bed. Why did you let me out? And then we let them back, or we put them back in bed, and she'll whine. So her bone is a necessity, okay? I'm sorry in advance if anyone can hear her.
And I think we figured it out the other day, whenever we were sitting there. And as soon as we got up to come in the room,
I think she's yelling at us to go in
she's
our
like,
room.
go away. Get out of my room. I'm trying to sleep.
We're fucking with her time. But anyway.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
But they're the best dogs ever. And rescue
sweet.
Dogs, if you want to get dogs.
I got one, you got one. You picked both of them.
I did pick both of them, but I picked one for you and I picked one for me, apparently.
Unknowingly.
But anyway.
Which one did Mom go with you to get? Was it Biscuit?
It was Ez.
Because I went with you to get Biscuit. And I told you to get Biscuit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's just one of those
weird
things.
It is.
Back up. We were just giving you compliments.
And Biscuit's our needy one. She likes to hold hands. She likes to hold paws.
She's very affectionate.
Very, very sweet. But anyway, again, our dogs have nothing to do with today's episode at all. But our dogs are
We deserve them.
We deserve them. Yes, we do deserve them.
They deserve us.
They deserve us. That's why we got them. But speaking of deserving, today we've been on our own personal healing journeys. Let's see, it's 2025, so 5 years now.
41.
Okay, of active work, of us putting in the work.
I was trying to do better. I wanted to do better.
Fair. I'm not saying you didn't, but of actively putting in the work to change, and therapy and medication and the self-healing journey has been solid almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy to think.
Wild to think that at the end of...
It doesn't feel that long ago.
No, because at the end of 2020, I was ready to check out. And that's why this whole thing started.
And mine, it was
shortly
the middle
after.
of 2021.
Yeah.
The same mindset.
And so the way we view ourselves now is completely different than the way we viewed ourselves, hell, even a year ago. But more so, especially pre-COVID, the way we thought about ourselves, the way we thought what we deserved, what we didn't deserve, what we thought we had to earn. Like, there's so much that we had the way we used to think and the way we are starting to think and have improved on thus far. Like, just a quick little thing is, since I was raised by, I'm always going to refer to my mother as Gemma now. So Gemma is my mother.
You saw her TikTok, you understand.
Yeah, I made a whole TikTok about it. We started watching Sons of Anarchy. My mother is Gemma, just not in a biker gang. Like...
That you know of.
That I know of. Her uncle was a grease monkey, though, so...
You don't know how fucking crazy them 80s were. That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I wasn't there. Not for all of it, anyway. Anyway, like, since I was raised by her and the level of manipulation, I thought I always had to do things a certain way or be a certain way in order to receive love or praise or to say safe.
To be worthy.
To be worthy.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to do things to be worthy of basic necessities. Like, and I don't mean like roof over my head, clothes on my back, food. I mean like safety or understanding or rest or anything like that. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. Well, not kind of. That's what we're really going to be talking about today. My bad. But I know that especially since we've started our mental health journeys, our own personal growth journeys, I know that occasionally dreams or something will happen, and most of the time it's dreams that happen for you, that something will happen and it'll fuck with you, and then it puts a lot of things into perspective, and we usually have a conversation about it, and which I love, but excuse me, that was a weird burp kind of thing. But when things like that happen, what does it do for you?
It does a lot. My dreams have always tended to fuck with me. Like, since I was a kid, they've always felt more real than anything I've heard anybody describe. I've always felt more connected to them. Like, I have my own theories about what dreams are. Like, I don't think it's as simple as our subconscious. I think there's more to it than that.
Right.
Like, alternate universes and shit like that. Like, I could go really left on it.
I know I've been there.
And
it's really fascinating, though.
I really do think that's what it
fair.
is,
Yeah.
honestly, because there's just so much like recognition. You know, these people are these people, but they're not. They don't look like the ones that you know in your waking life, and like it's energetic, and it's a whole thing. Because like you can recognize being somewhere, and you're not actually in that place in the dream.
Right.
You know the energy signature or whatever, and everybody's had that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Where they've seen somebody and like, well, I thought it was, but it didn't look like whatever.
Yes.
So anyway. So I had my dreams have been more vivid lately. I don't know if it's because I got back on medication, so my brain chemistry is leveled out and the weed does what it's supposed to do now.
Yeah.
Which I think is true, but I'm not 100% positive on that. I don't know. I've done no research on the matter. But yeah, I had dreams that were very similar to things that have happened in my life, not with you, with most other women, and actually all of them, now that I think about it, like all the ones that I've been in relationships with, every single fucking one of them. Sorry, that fucks with me too. And the long and short of it was you got excited to step out because some dude you knew was showing interest or whatever, and you painted it a different way in my dream. This is not reality. I feel like a chick talking about this, by the way. You're like, oh, you were titty fucking that brunette in my dream. But you were like setting something up in a very secretive-ish way, and it was very apparent.
Sketchy as fuck.
It was sketchy because, like, it's one of those things where if you had been honest about it and it was no big deal, it would be no big deal. But for some reason, you felt the need to hide it, kind of thing.
Yep.
And that gave me pause. Like, nothing happened or anything like that. It was just, I know that moment. I've felt that moment before, and I know what that feels like viscerally. And then it cut, and we were like just out in public somewhere at some fucking store. It was a really cool record store. It reminded me of Suncoast or Sam Goody. And I was just like, damn, I fucking missed it. And in the dream, I remember thinking, like, God damn it, they don't have these anymore. This is bullshit.
Yeah,
because it was a cool store, and it had like records all over the place and like memorabilia, and like there was a bunch of anime. Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I left all that out of the shit that I was journaling about that I let you read. But
yeah,
it was just really cool. It was very nostalgic, which probably points to certain people in my life, but that's neither here nor there.
That's fair.
And we were just out, and we were checking out in different spots. And for some reason, I needed the receipt that you had. And I go walking to look for you. And I see you talking to a dude. And it's very apparent that y'all are flirting with each other. Because I know how you flirt.
Awkward.
No. You see, you say that, but you're smooth whenever you want to be.
I have never felt that a day in my life.
But you were with me, just for the record. You don't realize it, but you were. Anyway. So he's chatting you up or what the fuck ever, and I'm just like, I kind of stop, and I could see this going on. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you're kind of like giggling and smiling and shit like that, and then you lean your head down to show him the tattoo on the back of your neck.
Okay, for reference, I have a
supposedly.
It's a wall tattoo. I got it when I was 19.
It's Flash.
It was lick 'em and stick 'em
pick 'em and
off.
stick 'em.
Pick 'em and stick 'em.
Not
Thank you.
lick 'em and stick 'em. What the fuck? That's the fake tattoos, dude. That's very real. It has not come off your neck yet.
It is not. Okay, it was a
Pick 'em and stick 'em.
It was just one that was already on the wall. I thought it was funny. It's supposed to be a Chinese character that's supposed to... God, this is ridiculous. Supposed to mean naughty.
I have Rick on my arm.
Supposed to mean naughty. I tell everyone it means daughter, okay? It could mean sheep fucker. I don't know. I haven't had anybody look at it.
Yo, this motherfucker ain't one of us. He said he'd fuck a sheep.
Okay, so that's what he's talking about when he's talking about someone looking at the back of my neck. Now that I am thinking about it, I should have gotten it upside down. I'm so sorry.
Well,
anyway,
it makes sense for certain reasons.
Yes, but it's supposed to stand for naughty, or it's supposed to say naughty, but I don't know. I don't actually know what it means, and I can admit that because I'm American, and I don't know
Chinese.
I do not know Chinese, and I did not research it. That's what it said. It said on the wall. So
you should take a picture of it and like reverse image search and see if you can get a meaning of it or whatever.
I'll have to do that later. But sorry. I had to fill everyone in.
No, yeah.
On what? So I'm showing him the back of my neck,
and you're flirting, and it's like, what the fuck? And I don't know what happened, but there was like a skip. Or I remember a skip, I don't know. And you're sitting down, like, waiting for me. And I'm like, I need this. And I just snatch the fucking receipt from you and walk off. And you didn't even react. Which, if I snatch something out of your hands, you'd be like, what the fuck is your problem? So that's how I knew you did something, but you didn't care. Yeah.
Oh, that does not sound like me. Your dream gave me anxiety.
It gave me anxiety too, and it didn't ruin my morning. I wasn't being like shitty to you or anything like that. Not. It just
put you in a funk.
My dreams are so real and vivid. I can't not feel like I'm there. So whenever I wake up, I still have that residual feeling.
Yeah.
And I know what that feeling is because I've lived through it.
Yeah.
I've been with nothing but women that need that attention and validation elsewhere. It doesn't matter if they get it or don't, and I will freely admit I wasn't the best about doing that previously. Like, I've had to work on it with you. You know what I mean? To be more affectionate and more, what's the word? I can't even think right now.
Vulnerable?
I've always been kind of vulnerable. More, complimentary and verbally doting and shit like that.
That's fair.
Because I'm not typically that guy. I mean, I do give people praise and stuff like that, but not consciously.
That's fair.
I don't know if that makes sense.
You know how to do it. It just wasn't
I do it
a habitual
in
thing.
Certain moments. I don't do it all the time. Like, whenever the moment strikes me or whatever the fuck, yes. I'll give flowers whenever I feel like I need to.
Right.
But it's not a regular thing. And, like, it reminded me of every other relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And not reminded me. It felt exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it. I've been through it, and it brought so much back. And like, it triggered, but not necessarily in a bad way, because I was never enough. And I was too much at some points. I'm not going to act like I was fucking St. Peter or anything like that. Like, I wasn't. I know I wasn't.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
And I understand why the women I was with looked elsewhere. That doesn't excuse it, though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And I think the same thing for me. Like,
of course,
regardless of what I was put through or however you want to look at it, the bullshit in relationships, that didn't excuse my behavior either.
Yeah, and you've always been
well aware of that.
You've always been really, really upfront about past discretions. Then you've always been like, this person did such and such, but I wasn't an angel either.
That doesn't matter to
Right.
me. Like, that's not why I did it. I did it because something was missing in me.
Right.
Not because they didn't show. Like, yes, they didn't show me that, but that I would have done it anyway.
Yeah.
No. Like, it didn't matter.
I was just
and
saying.
I've proven that to myself now.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that you've always been really forthright. Of, I was never an angel. I was never perfect. I
wasn't the man I should have been for any of those women. To be completely fucking real about it, I wasn't, and I will freely admit that.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who don't take that accountability, though.
I am well aware of that too.
Very
because
valid.
The other side of that equation is what it is.
Yeah.
So, and I thought I deserved that for a very long time. I thought I deserved to not be good enough, that it was karma biting me in the ass, and like, I just have to tolerate shit like that because I'm not going to get somebody that doesn't do that.
And that stems from childhood abandonment issues and trauma, which you did not deserve.
Well, it's not just that. It's from all the fucking relationships, too.
Oh, no, but it starts there. It starts as your childhood trauma. And you subsequently...
I perpetuated the and
yeah.
God bless the dead. I'm not talking shit. I'm really not. I'm just stating facts from my point of view.
Yeah.
And I've told you this before, and I think I've said it on the podcast as well. I spent the first, let's just call it the first 30 years of my life looking for people that reminded me of my mom. And then I found you, and I realized I needed my grandma. And there's no other way to put it. There's two people outside of like my blood family that remind me of my grandmother. That's you, and that's Aaron, my brother-in-law. And I don't say that lightly. I'm about to fucking cry right now, as a matter of fact. Because I say that for you because you're the only person that I actually feel has my back. And I've still hurt you. And I did the same thing to grandma. It was never good enough. I always wanted mom. And I hurt her feelings and made her cry more in a time or two, too. And, of course, that perpetuated into you. Aaron, I say that because I hope he doesn't get a big head about it. I feel like he is what Christ-like should be. He preaches his shit. He doesn't overdo it. He doesn't shove it down people's throats. He tries to live it. Mm-hmm. And I respect the shit out of that. I really do.
Me too.
Because I don't let people talk to me about religion, with the exception of him and sis.
Yeah.
Because I'll listen whenever they talk, because they mean it.
Yes.
And I know they mean it.
Mm-hmm.
And not for the wrong reasons either.
Right.
So I had that dream. I've gone through all of these emotions and since I woke up this morning. And it's just, I'm deathly afraid of you. There's no other way to put it. Because I didn't deserve to get hurt before, I don't think. I'm not saying I didn't do shit to warrant it, but
no one deserves trauma.
It was even-handed. Like, there was back and forth. It wasn't just one-sided. It wasn't just for me.
Oh, I know.
Is my point.
I know.
But with you, it is. And I feel like this is the one relationship where I actually deserve that. because of how I've treated you over the years. And granted, that's not the case anymore. I understand that. But like I've told you before, I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. That you're just going to wake up one day and be like, no, this shit wasn't acceptable. Fuck you, bye.
I will state the fact that it wasn't okay. But I'm still not going anywhere.
And 90% of the time I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that wholeheartedly. But whenever shit like that happens, it's like, you know what? It would serve you right. Yeah, and I can't argue with it. You know, I really can't. And that hurts because I've been working so much on my self-esteem and believing in myself and that I'm a good person and all this, which is insanely difficult for me. It is getting easier, so
that's good.
I can say that. But it just sucks, you know, to feel that way and then have a dream like that and have all the times that it's happened in real life come back. And it's just like, fuck. And I was just like, I fucking hate this. Like, I hate that whole idea. I hate people that do shit like that. And then it all clicked in my head. I hate myself. Because I've done shit like that. Because I lived that life. Because I did need that external validation for a myriad of reasons. And it gets bitter sometimes. Like, I try to take as much accountability as I can with everything. You know that better than fucking anybody, because I've had to take accountability of a lot with you. And it just sucks. It sucks to know that if bad shit happens, I do deserve it in certain instances. And I can't even, like, get mad about it. I mean, I could, obviously. You've seen me get mad for nothing, but
I have to disagree with you slightly. No one deserves.
No, but I logically I know that, but I'm just saying that's
what you think.
It's the get back, you know, and like I grew up in that culture where it's tit for tat, eye for an eye type shit.
Yeah.
Regardless, everybody knows eye for an eye, the whole world's blind, blah blah blah, all that shit. But that's how we handle shit.
Yeah.
Or that's how I grew up handling shit. I try not to do that now. Like, I do try to turn the other cheek and, like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Like, I try not to be that person anymore because I don't like being angry and vindictive. I've never liked it. I just knew how to do it really well.
That's fair.
And that's fucked up to say in and of itself, but it was a defense mechanism. It was the only thing that kept me safe at times.
Yeah.
From people that were supposed to take care of me as a child and as an adult. People that were supposed to love me and be there for me. Like, you and I have been abandoned by fucking God and everybody, basically. Yeah. And that's no excuse, but that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Like, the people that it never failed. Anytime I needed somebody the most, that's inevitably whenever they smartened up and fucking bailed. And it's just, I'm deathly afraid of that with you because you're the only person that I don't want to lose. That's how the kids, obviously, but that's a given.
That's different. They're not abandoning us. They're growing up and moving away. So
It still feels like abandonment.
It doesn't to me.
It does to me because I don't know how to not make it feel that way.
That's fair. That's fair.
I try to keep that from them as much as possible and not even, like, joke about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to feel some type of way about it, but
that's fair.
I realize that my brain can't differentiate between the two.
Yeah, I realized that the other night when we had that talk with Logan.
I handled that surprisingly well.
You did.
Comparatively.
But
maybe not great in general, but
But we have to let them grow and move out and have friends and do things, and they're going to want to do things, and it's not necessarily
Yeah,
on
but we
us.
also had the conversation, well, why the fuck? Well, we were always out, and we were always with our friends, and da-da-da-da-da. Why the fuck weren't we at home?
That's fair. But...
It wasn't for good reasons.
Fair.
It was because we wanted to get away from shit. That's the same reason we started doing drugs and the shit that we did in that vein.
That's fair.
Because we were trying to escape all this shit.
That's fair.
And because mine started younger than his. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing. That's not, I know that's not what he's doing.
Yeah, but we can't expect ourselves in the trauma part to come from them. Like, just because they want to do things that are normal kid things, like go hang out with their friends all the time.
I understand that, but I'm saying I started escapism younger than him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was in like 3rd grade or something whenever I was trying to find any excuse to not be at home.
Let's see.
3rd or no, 4th. It was probably 4th because we were already living over here.
It was... I have a bad memory of my childhood, so I've disassociated a lot. So...
Yeah, I didn't start doing that until I was an adult.
Yeah, no, I think I came out of the womb dissociated.
I would too.
But, you know, like... And it's the same kind of thing for me. You know, I was born to a Gemma. And I thought I deserved to be alone. I deserved to take on everyone else's burden. I deserved to be the fixer. I deserved all of the strife and pain and suffering that it came with. Of trying to fix people's moods. Of trying to navigate.
Be everything for everybody.
Yeah. Be everything for everyone. Because that's
I've had
how
a lot
I
of those
was.
same feelings as well.
Because that's how I was raised. I was raised, you know, when you and I got together, when my pregnancy, when I got pregnant, my pregnancy was not about me. It was, how could I do, how could I not let her do things? But she didn't want to actually do things. Like, she didn't want to throw my baby shower. She didn't throw my baby shower. I'm grateful for the person that did throw my baby shower. But
she tried to make it as special as possible, knowing that there was bullshit attached to it.
Yeah. And she did a great job with my baby shower. But Gemma, it was all about her and her feelings and how it affects her and not, the fact that,
my daughter's having a kid.
Yeah. Let me be there for her. No. She was there for me in ways that benefited her only. But I was, you know, so I had because I still struggle with a lot of them, thoughts of what's expected of me. Mm-hmm. That I have to be everything.
You have to live up to certain expectations
in order
that
to get,
you put on yourself, not necessarily the other person.
Right. Because I have to earn rest. I have to earn love. I have to earn respect, honesty, decency.
None of which is true, by the way.
None of which is true. But I've always thought that that's...
Because how many times have I told you, you need to go take a fucking nap?
Yeah, I'm so
And not
sleepy.
because you're grouchy or
So
anything.
sleepy.
You'll start nodding off and you're just like, dude, go lay down on the bed and just take a fucking nap.
But then I'm being lazy.
No, you're not. You do that. Literally nobody else has said that in almost 14 fucking years.
That's fair. That's fair. But I did end up with someone like Gemma, because you were a lot like Gemma when we got together. And I didn't realize the correlation.
Which is stupid because I pointed it out early on.
But it was, I didn't realize it until you said it, though. Like, I didn't realize, and I was just like...
Well, you didn't realize she was toxic either until I pointed it out. And how did I know to point it out?
There's that, though. But everything that you've done is showing me that that's not what I deserve.
I try to tell you that as much as possible. I told you that today, as a matter of fact. Like,
You did.
you didn't deserve the old me. You deserve this me. And I'm going to keep trying to be this me. Like, I'm doing as much work as possible to not be that guy anymore. And I've said that I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
And not just to you, to the kids. Like, I don't want to be that guy. And that's been, that whole thing has been within the past year.
Yeah.
Like, my mindset has so radically changed, even from just a year ago, that I don't even feel like the same fucking person. Like, all of that shit seems so far removed from me now.
Right.
And I was thinking about that because I was thinking about music yesterday in the shower, and I was just like, that feels like an eternity ago. That doesn't even feel like this life for me.
It doesn't. It feels completely different. From 2009 to now seems worlds apart. Galaxies apart. And that what we were just talking about is why I'm not going anywhere. And I've told you several times, the only way I'm leaving is if you decide to start acting like you did before. And no.
I'm trying to avoid that if at all possible.
But now I'm better equipped to deal with shit like that too. Not saying I want to deal with it, because I don't. But
I don't want to fucking deal with it.
Fair.
It's me, and I want nothing to do with it.
That's fair. But now we have looked at things our whole lives. We've looked retroactively, in hindsight, what we thought we deserved, what we thought we should accept. And we've changed our thought processes on what we deserve and what we...
So much.
Because now, I mean, I still struggle with all of mine. Most of mine. I don't want to say all. Because there might be one that I'm like, oh, I don't really struggle with that one anymore. But I do struggle with sitting sedentary.
That's the big one for you.
And especially...
Like, you don't even like just sitting here whenever I'm still working and we're watching something at the same time.
No.
And I could tell you get, like, antsy.
Yeah, because I feel like I should be doing something else.
Then you usually are. Like, you're usually on your phone playing a game, or you're doing your nails, or you consume that downtime with something.
Yes. But even more so, I think I should be doing something for the house. I think I should be doing something for, like, productive. Not just rest.
The rest is productive.
You are absolutely right, sir.
You've read and listened to all the same shit I have,
Rest
and I know
is
that
productive.
because I have fucking told you about it.
Fair. But, okay, let me...
I understand what
something
you're saying.
That is
giving you
productive. Shit. And especially if you're working and I'm not, like if I'm done with work for the day and you're still working, oh, excuse me, or if I'm sitting at the end of the day and you get up to like put the dishes away, or like put our dishes away or throw something away or something like that, I feel like I have to get up and start doing something.
You don't, because you did everything leading up to that. That's the part that you don't give yourself credit for. All the stuff that you do that nobody else does. Like, you've built equity, so I can take some fucking dishes. I can throw some trash away. It's not a big fucking deal.
I know, but I still struggle with...
But that's the way you need to start thinking about it. Like, no, I did everything, including bring him his fucking plate. This is not a big deal. That's what you should do in those moments. Just tell yourself, no, I brought him his plate. He took my plate. It's even-handed, if you want to look at it that way. It's not even-handed because you do way fucking more than that, but I was just using that as an example.
I still struggle. It is what my previous therapist called, like, deep wounds carved in a wall with a railroad spike. is how she described it. Like, those deep wounds are there, and they take longer to patch up and heal, and because you can, like little scuffs you can kind of wipe off, or, small
Fill in
scratches.
easily.
Yeah, you can kind of paint over, and make it look, you can fix it. Those are easy ones. But she was like, those ones that are like in there, you dug it out with a railroad spike, and they are there, and they are deep. And those are just some of the deep ones that I still struggle with. Like, even to this day, conflict, I do not do well. I don't. It fucks
You
with
were literally the only woman that has said that, and it's true. You're the only person that's ever said that, and it's true. That I've met.
I do not have the capacity in me. I don't have it in me. My nervous system doesn't have it in it.
Because even Grandma liked to fucking argue.
I don't.
Like,
Can't.
she was, whenever she would get ornery, she'd go at you. She didn't give a fuck.
Me, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Because it's like, I'll try to reason.
I think she really liked calling people on their bullshit. Like, if I'm being honest, she was like waiting. She's like, nope, it's got too much. Fuck you. No, she didn't say that. But
No, she didn't.
But she fucking yelled out, or almost cussed out me and Em one time whenever we were arguing in the house. Like, she was screaming. You could hear her outside from what fucking, I think Mom was living across the street already. I think Mom said she could hear her.
Ooh, you pissed her off.
Me and Em.
Well,
It's almost like we were in a toxic relationship with each other. Anyway.
who'd have thunk? Anyway,
So yeah, if you ever thought Grandma didn't like you, that didn't happen. So you're doing all right.
that's fair. But I very much still struggle with something as easy as rest. Because it's not doing something else. It's me being just chill. Like, I'm working on it.
Dude, you're the pothead. You're supposed to be the chill one.
And I am, once I have my gummies.
Well, even then, you feel like it's still kind of the same thing. It's not as bad, I'll give you credit for, but it's still there.
It is.
Because if you can't just lay there and watch TV at night. You can't. You have to be on your phone, too. And it's not even you're addicted to your phone. It's just you're doing something else.
You want to know what it is?
You're playing your game.
I'm playing my games, and I get points.
I know.
And my points accumulate, and then I get money for them. So I'm doing something productive. I'm working towards money.
I know. I see you do it every night. But I could sit there and just watch whatever the fuck we're watching.
You scroll too. You are on your phone.
I can get off of my phone a lot easier than you can.
That's
because
fair.
there's sometimes that we'll be watching something. I'm like, shit, where's my phone?
I've gotten way better at that. Because, like, currently, my phone isn't even in this room.
Mine is, but that's just because I had it in my pocket and I forgot.
That's fair. But I didn't go get it either. Mm-hmm. And I have been trying to do that, especially now that we're watching Sons of Anarchy. I want to pay attention. I want to get every little nuance. I want to get every
because there's a lot of nuance
facial expression, those little sideways glances,
like,
those things. I need to see that because then I get the rest of the story. And then I'm like, oh, that's going to happen.
Like, I've actually stopped and rewound. Like, you didn't see that. Go look.
Yes. Oh, man. Anyway.
Because what they're saying and how they say it is like, it's innocuous if you're not watching their movement, too. And then you see the movement, and you're like, oh.
Fuck. But yeah,
really underrated acting. Like, they're really good. Anyway.
So good. Such a good show. Thus far.
It's gonna get worse.
Oh, I know. Anyway, I'd like to think that now I am on the right path of feeling that I deserve rest. I deserve to do nothing sometimes. And I deserve, obviously, I've come to grips that I deserve respect. I deserve to be safe. I deserve
Peace.
respect, honesty, transparency, peace. I deserve to be around people who don't manipulate me. I deserve to be around people who don't manipulate my words to other people. I deserve to be me and not a watered down or boxed in or diluted version of me, but just to be me.
We've both had to figure that one out.
Because I've been called, I've had to, when you met, before you even met me, you heard about me.
I did. Like, oh, Neish is kind of a bitch. Like, okay.
And it was a defense mechanism. 1,000%.
But that's the thing. Like, everybody said that. And then I met you. I was like, she's really fucking cool, actually. Like, how is she a bitch?
Because
like, you stand up and you don't tolerate shit? How is that? Like, why is that bitchy?
Because it was weird.
I think bitchy is whenever you have no reason to do it and you're just a cunt to everybody. But you weren't like that. You were like that once people pissed you off, and I could see that immediately. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense." Because y'all are fucking stupid then.
Thank you. I was trying to tell them they were stupid, and it got me called a bitch. But,
But I don't let other people dictate my opinion to people.
That's fair.
It's like there's certain people that a lot of people have a negative opinion of, and it's like, yeah, I see that, but they've been cool to me, so...
You want to know how many of those people tried to get to know why I was being a bitch? Or why I was bitchy?
None. Sure, yeah.
Because that was... There's a lot of truth in what my front was. I want to be respected. I want people to take ownership of their shit. I want accountability. You know me, I have the strongest sense of injustice when it comes to certain things, and I want the world to know. And I've been that way my whole fucking life.
I do not doubt that in the slightest bit.
But...
Because I feel like that part's only grown since we've been together.
And I struggle with it because now I know I deserve the truth. I deserve...
But the thing is, you don't always get it in real life, regardless of what you deserve or whatever.
And it infuriates me so much. But anyway. What do you think is the biggest thing that you used to think, I deserve this thing? And it's usually a bad thing. Like, I deserve this pain. I deserve this abandonment. I deserve whatever. What is the biggest thing that you used to think that you deserved? That you're like...
It's what we talked about. That's being treated like shit by women. I really thought it was karmatic. Because I wasn't always the nicest guy. I did wear my heart on my sleeve. I was like a hopeless romantic in certain aspects. But I was also... a dude and like a dude at times where it's just like, yeah, no, I'm trying to smash and dash. Like, I really don't give a fuck about your feelings.
That's fair.
And I mean, you knew me. There was certain times I would just out and out say that. And not for nothing, more often than not, it was pretty receptive. Like, I'm married. I'm not leaving my wife. Da, 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 da. Like, yeah, okay. And I'm not happy. Well, I'm not proud that I was like that.
Yeah. And just for clarification, this was before you and I were together.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm not proud of it.
No,
I know now what I was doing. I was looking for you. Essentially, I was looking for somebody that was going to be 10 toes for me, like I was for them, that would fucking burn heaven and earth to protect somebody that they love and make them feel appreciated. And you were the only one that's ever matched that energy. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that it's the other's faults or anything like that. It's just, that's what I've wanted my whole life. And I didn't realize it because I thought I was supposed to do this. I thought I was supposed to be the Lothario.
Yeah.
Because I was a good looking dude and I was the bad boy. And for some reason, all the girls wanted to pay attention to me. So I had to take advantage of it.
That's fair.
And if I didn't, what are you fucking gay? Like,
men do and say the weirdest shit.
I thought that myself too. It's like, well, if you're not taking these women up, like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, why wouldn't you? And the fucked up thing is, I've still slept with less people than the majority of people I know.
That's fair.
Like,
true
that's
and fair.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that gets called a whore all the time.
That's fair.
And it's been like that for fucking ever. Everybody was like, oh, Robert's a whore. Oh, Robert's a man whore. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I
Captain
heard that.
Save a hoe and blah, 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 blah.
I did hear that about you.
You know how many women I've slept with.
Yes, I do.
That number is not fucking high.
Not comparatively.
Not, okay, based on everything you heard leading up to knowing that number, does it make sense?
No.
Exactly.
No.
But that's neither here nor there. I think I got a complex about that, too. It's just like, what the fuck are we talking about? Anyway. I don't know why I got so indignant about that.
No, I can understand that. You're being called something you're not. I get it. I mean...
Oh, that's kind of what we were just talking about, as a matter of fact.
I get it. But... like, even in high school... I won't say the bitch's name. I'll say her first name. I won't say her last name because I'll... Charlotte. Look here, girl.
Woo!
Not Flair. But there was one, like, people said, like, mean shit.
For no reason.
For no reason. Calling me ugly that I don't know.
I've seen pictures of you in high school. You were not ugly. You were fucking adorable.
I'll have to show you pictures of Charlotte. Okay, you remember the kid?
Yeah, I don't care.
You remember the kid who played, oh, what was it?
Chonk?
No. The Problem Child? The one with, John, was it Ritter? Mm-hmm. You remember the little kid?
The main kid?
Yeah, the Problem Child.
The ginger?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, imagine that kid.
That's not for gingers. It's just... He was not. He looked like a real life Chucky doll to me. That always bothered me.
Give it a little bit bigger head and make it a female and make it a brunette.
So nothing like the kid from Problem Child.
Well, no, like facially.
He looked exactly like him, except different.
I said make him a brunette.
I'm just fucking with you.
And make it a girl. But kind of look like that kid.
Those are two very identifiable things that make a person look very different.
You know what I mean? The face looked the same. They've been passing that bone back and forth. Like, one will leave it, and the other will grab it. And then the other one will go get a drink of water, and then... You know. Anyway, but yeah, like because my prom date was talking shit about her boyfriend, who looked like a toe, she thought it was okay to talk shit about me. And I was this bitch. I slammed her ass into the lockers, though. Talk shit. FAFO. Fuck around. Find out. And these bitches... People need to realize who I am and who I was and the progress and growth. Because I could be a completely different person. Anyway, sorry. And then another guy that I made out with during summer school in between junior and senior year was friends with my prom date and was like, after making out with me and like hanging out with me, was like, oh no, I'll get you a hoe from Rowlett. I can find you someone better. Bitch, you can't find somebody better than me. Fuck you. See, and I wouldn't have said that a few years ago, that you can't find somebody better than me. Because I'd been like, no, everyone's better than me. I'm dog shit.
You're right.
You're right. Everyone's better. I'm suck. Ah.
I'm suck?
I'm suck. Yes. I meant to say
That's a new one.
I meant to say I suck and I'm sucky. Obviously, we just saw how that landed. Anyway. It's weird to sit and say, I used to think, hi, my lovely doggy. Hi, baby. Hi. She's needing affection. But it's weird to accept the things I've accepted, like, and to sit here and say, oh, I for the most part, like myself, and I know I don't deserve bullshit.
It's a big step forward.
It's huge.
Especially considering the things we allowed previously.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago. I just... It's hard sometimes because it's like there's a part in your healing journey that involves a lot of disgust. And I have hit that level, and I think I saw this the other day, like a day or two ago, but it was like, oh, you're disgusted about who you were. You're disgusted about what you allowed. You're disgusted about what you did to protect yourself or to keep the peace or to whatever. You get disgusted with what happened. And I think that is what I have been dealing with off and on for the past couple of years. She's so weird. Because you look at it and you're like,
the fuck?
I allowed
like, yeah,
that?
no, I understand why people didn't like me. I don't like me looking back at it now.
Oof.
Yeah.
Because, like, on the side, like you were saying earlier, that you thought that you just deserved to be mistreated. And that's what hurt me so much my whole life, is that I thought I was doing all these really selfless things by being everything to everyone, not realizing that it was hurting me. And then these people were still hurting me, still leaving, still doing all this. And it's like, but I'm doing all the things. I'm doing them correctly. How I guess I do deserve this because this is just how it's
happening.
Yeah. Like, I feel, and again, that's the opposite side of that is why I won't leave, because you've shown me change is possible. That I didn't deserve certain shit, that, like, shit can change.
I'm just sorry it took so long. And I know I've told you that
100
times.
Several times. And, I have to... I have to apologize to myself too, and to you, because I allowed it. I allowed a lot of shit. I mean, and I'm just talking specifically in our relationship. I mean,
in general too, but
as a whole, yeah. I need to apologize to myself. But if someone, for short reference, let's put addiction, whether it be alcohol or drugs or whatever, in lieu or in place of action. Me saying nothing is me enabling your addiction. Me staying silent.
The same applies for behavior.
Right. And so I allowed a lot of shit. I enabled a lot of shit. Did I deserve
That's
it?
not
No.
victim blaming, though. That's
that's not
taking
victim blaming.
your accountability in the situation, because
Right.
you could have stood up. You could have done things differently too.
I could have, or
And I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree with that on my side too. Like, I tolerated a bunch of bullshit that I shouldn't have, that I knew I didn't want to, but I just kept doing it because that's what you're supposed to do.
And that is a huge thing for me, because now I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have it. There are, like, I have one friend outside of you. that I talk to on a regular basis. One. Everyone else has proven to me, and I've had to lose people by proxy. Like, I don't fuck with that person, so I ultimately...
I don't fuck with you no more.
I can't because you're tight with that person, you're...
Whatever the situation.
Whatever. You're married to that person, whatever it is.
No, excuse me.
Oh, bless you. But, like, I've lost people by proxy, even if they hadn't done anything, whatever. But it's like, my peace, my nervous system being calm after decades, and I still struggle with my nervous system.
It's gotten a lot better, though.
No one is worth that. No one. No one is worth that. And that's why I was like, if you start acting left again, like...
Well, I think you're actually feeling safe now because you can fall asleep like that. And that was not the case before.
Oh, yeah.
You always had problems with that.
Yeah. And it has only gotten better. So, like, I'm having to treat my CPTSD like a nervous system issue. I have to work on my nervous system, calming that. And that's also, side note, my high cortisol levels, I think have a lot to do with my high cholesterol and my higher A1C, because higher cortisol levels can increase bad cholesterol, decrease good cholesterol, and it affects the blood sugar as well. So
would not surprise me.
I looked that up after I got my test results. But knowing that I deserve to eat healthy food. I deserve to move my body so I am mobile and not in pain.
You say that and we're about to get fucking Taco Bueno.
Hey, you know what? A bitch deserves to not cook tonight. How about that?
Touche.
And Bueno is the spot tonight. But I've also been trying to eat healthier.
You have. You've made a concerted effort to try to do more things to help your body.
Yeah.
Lately.
And but there's still parts of my brain that it's like, oh no, you don't deserve to work out. You don't deserve, and it's not like a deserve thing. It's a weird.
You don't deserve the time to do it because you got other shit to do.
Right.
Yeah.
My time.
I've been with you long enough.
Yeah, my time is needed elsewhere. So
isn't true, but
oh yeah, and this is all stuff I'm working on, but like even with that goddamn bone, I'm telling you. But that's also why I struggle with like. I'm pretty sure I've talked about my struggles with personal hygiene. I struggle with that, because I feel like the hour it's going to take for me to shower and get ready. To do my shower and get ready and all of that stuff. That's too long. I've gotten it to, I can take a full, like, everything shower, shaving my armpits and my legs and, like, conditioning, washing, all of it. I think I've got it down to 13 minutes.
Yeah, you need to take more time than that.
13 minutes.
Because how often are we rushed like that?
Never.
You know what I mean?
But when
we've both made a concerted effort to not ever be rushed. And if we're running late, we're fucking running late.
Yeah, we are. But those are little things that I still have to work on because I grew up with Gemma and I had to account for all of my time. If I was running a little bit late, where were you? Why did it take so long? Why did this? Why did that? So that is something that is still part of that. Mm-hmm. I time myself to see how long things take. So, yeah. And I haven't timed myself in a long, long time. Like years. But still, I'm 39 and just a couple years ago, I was timing myself. I would... like, even running errands, like, I would try to keep receipts. So if you had any questions, I could show you receipts, literal receipts of timestamps. You never asked me.
I would be like, yo, is everything all right? It took longer or whatever. And sometimes you'd get defensive, not defensive, but like
scared,
like you had to account for it
Yeah,
or what the
but
fuck ever. It's
that's
like,
why.
whoa. I was just like,
but you understood my explanation.
no, yeah, I get it. I don't think it's necessary, and I've
Yeah.
told you that then. It's like, you have got, like, I'm not keeping tabs on you. I'm just making sure you're okay. Like,
Yeah.
chill the fuck out.
Yeah. But no, you understood the explanation of where it comes from.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. I just,
But
you don't have to do that.
But I do deserve to shower and take time to de-stress and all of that stuff. We both do, and it's something I still struggle with, but I am working on it. Because I do deserve to feel good in my own body, and I deserve to do whatever it takes
To get there.
to get there. And it's weird for me to say that out loud, because before it would just be like, no, this is me now.
I don't have time for it.
I don't have time. I'll do something else. I'll, anything else. Anything else. Literally anything else. Sorry, I was thinking of I was trying to give an example of maybe one thing that I could not do. Like, no, literally anything else is what my brain does. You could literally be doing anything else. But it is what it is. I'm working on it. We're all working on it. Just one last thing before we try to bring this on home. If there is one thing that you think, or no, not think, one thing that I deserve, but I either don't see it, or is there anything that you would like to say, hey, you deserve boop?
Positive image of yourself. I've said that for years.
Yeah.
I would always tell you, like, I wish for 5 minutes you could see you through my eyes.
Right.
And I stand by that. Like, I know my actions haven't always supported that over the years, but by and large, I would like to think that I did show you that.
Yeah.
Because you've always meant everything to me, and now I'm just better about showing it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actions meet words
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
It's not conflicting because I'm not being a dick on the weekend and then telling you all this good shit during the week.
Man, cutting out that alcohol really helped.
For the most part. There were still.
Yeah. But, and for me, to you, yes, you do deserve a good positive self-image and all of that. But I think
I have to do that for myself, though,
Right.
because I've spent so much time worried about other people's image of me that's part of the reason I'm as fucked up as I am.
right.
So it has to come from within now.
Right. But my biggest thing that I really wish that and you are trying, I'm not saying that you're not, but I want you to know you deserve grace and patience, not only from the world, but mostly from yourself. You deserve to forgive yourself. You deserve for that grace and patience during everything. You deserve that. I have forgiven you. There are times where something will come up and it's like, or, bums me out or whatever, but I have forgiven. I'm not going anywhere. I love you with my whole heart, boobs and butt. And that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. And if you know me in person, you know that's a lot. But you deserve that grace. You do.
I'm working on it.
I know. And with that being said, all of you lovely people, like the 5 of you that, no, I'm kidding. To whoever hears this, to whoever finds this, to whoever sees this message, you deserve patience and kindness and grace, because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're all shitty people in someone's story, and that's okay. The thing is to take accountability for the things that you've done, and that does include the positive things. Being a doormat is not okay. Not standing up for yourself is not okay. Just because it's not explosive,
overtly negative.
yeah, doesn't mean that it's not detrimental, because it is. Because you deserve the same respect that I felt and like I deserved but wasn't getting. You deserve that respect and love from yourself. So everyone deserves to feel like a human being and at least loved and respected. So if you aren't feeling that way in your personal life, you might want to talk to somebody about it, a licensed professional, someone you trust. Because those relationships can hurt you more than you think if you are not getting what you feel you deserve. Or
what you need.
Or what you need. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say that's not for me. It's okay to say I need XYZ. And if the people that are around you are unwilling to do that for you, move around. You don't have to run from your problems, but if people aren't giving you what you need to feel whole and loved and respected and all of that, then you need to find new people. But first and foremost, you have to do that with yourself. You have to give yourself patience, love, grace, all of it. All of it. Everything that you do for other people, do for yourself. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish. It's not selfish.
You need to tell yourself that.
I know. I'm looking at myself in the reflection of my camera. A little tiny thing. But everyone is worth the time and effort it takes to heal yourself. So please do that. If you feel like you're alone, you are not. If you feel like you have no one to talk to, there are hotlines that I've even had to call a hotline before. So there's hotlines. There's us. If you feel like you need to talk to a person, well, they're people too. But, not a hotline. Anyway, you know what I mean? Reach out. Someone that you trust in your own personal life. Do that. Group therapy. Whatever you need, you are not alone. Reach out for resources. I can Google with the best of them. Like, I can help. Because everyone is worth the time and effort to heal. So be gentle with yourself, heal yourself, all of that stuff, because you deserve it. And until next time, peace out. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you like this episode or know someone who would, please help us grow the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Keep up with all episodes on Buzzsprout or anywhere else you get your podcasts.